In just 17 seconds, the music world seemed to be hit by an unexpected wave of emotions. The short video, which shows BTS's Jyns standing side by side with Coldplay's Chris Martin on a Seoul stage, has exploded into a global trend on almost all social media platforms. But is it really just about song duets? Or is there something much bigger going on behind the scenes? Microphone performance without warning. Jyns and Chris Martin burns Seoul stage no one guessed. No leaks. There is no official schedule. But that night, Seoul turned into a witness to history. The thousands of spectators who filled the Coldplay concert arena in Seoul on Saturday night were speechless, then hysterical to a figure in a military uniform, whose face is familiar to anyone who follows BTS's journey, appeared slowly from the side of the stage. A few seconds later, the highlight light comes on. That's Jyns. And next to him, Chris Martin raised the microphone, smiled, and then greeted the world. The song they sing? The Astronaut. The song Coldplay used to dedicate to Jyns as a form of support when he started his military service. That song, that night, was again sung, but this time with unstoppable emotion. Global trends in seconds. In less than 20 seconds since the first video of the performance was uploaded, hashtags such as hashtag Jyns Chris Martin, hashtag the astronaut live, hashtag Jyns is back, and hashtag Coldplay Seoul instantly soared to #1 trending in various countries: South Korea, Japan, Brazil, the United Kingdom, and of course, Indonesia. Armies around the world pour out their emotions in the form of comments, fan art, even poetry. I was crying for no apparent reason. Just seeing Jyns smile, I feel relieved, wrote a fan from Mexico. On the other hand, entertainment industry analysts claim that they have never seen a sudden collaboration have such an impact. Unbearable emotions. Jyns cried. Chris hugged her. There was one moment that left netizens speechless. After the final verse of The Astronaut, when the stage lights dimmed and only dim light remained, Jyns looked down, his eyes glazed over. His hands clasped the microphone tightly, while Chris Martin embraced him warmly. "It's good to be home, right?" Chris said with a low smile, which was clearly heard through the microphone. The genie did not answer with words, only nods, and tears flowed slowly. Fan theory. Any secret messages? After the euphoria subsided, a question arose that bothered the fans. Was there a secret code in the performance? Some fans believe that Jyns' performance that night was not just a form of reunion or tribute. They believe there is a big signal being transmitted, some developing theories. BTS comeback? Many suspect that Jyns was deliberately raised earlier because it would be a symbol of the gradual resumption of BTS's activities. The meaning of The Astronaut was changed. If in the past the song described Jyns as someone who had to go far, then now she is returning to her orbit. Is this a metaphor that he is ready to return to work? Coldplay x Jyns collaboration project? There are fans who claim to hear new vocal harmonies in the chorus, as if the song was re-recorded. Really? The reaction of the entertainment world, between appreciation and fan-only fans, the entertainment world also began to feel shaken. Several Korean and even international singers expressed their admiration. IU, Taeyong, and even Billie Eilish gave likes and reposts to the video. But on the other hand, there are those who see this as a massive movement that cannot be underestimated. A music site in the US even referred to Jyns as the comeback catalyst, the initial trigger for BTS wave comeback. What's behind all this? Speculation continues to roll. After the emotional performance, there has been no official statement from HYB or Coldplay. No press conference. No comments from Jyns. Silence at IT is precisely this silence that makes speculation even wilder. Is this a soft launch of a secret project HYB is preparing? Or is this just a purely personal tribute between two transcontinental musicians? Is Jyns signaling that his solo album will be released soon after his military discharge? Or is all this just part of a bigger scenario? The world asks, the army answers. One thing is certain: the public has not been satisfied. The world wants to know more. The army wants to be sure. Everyone wants to hear from the genie directly. Why now? Why that song? Why Chris Martin? These questions not only represent curiosity, but also show how much Jyns and BTS are still the center of gravity of the music world, even when they are resting. Is it true that BTS's Jyns and Chris Martin are performing together in Seoul? Planned reality or sensation? The world has not yet recovered from the surprise appearance of BTS's Jyns with Chris Martin in Seoul, but a new wave of questions began to arise. Was this really a spontaneous, heartfelt moment, or just a sensational scenario designed to create a viral explosion? This 17-second video featuring the two of them standing on a stage with dim lights and emotional overtones does give anyone goosebumps. But after the excitement and hysteria subsided, some people began to wonder, what is really behind this appearance? Let's take a deeper look. In the modern entertainment world, nothing is truly accidental. Every moment on stage, every movement of the camera, even a cry that looks spontaneous can be part of a script that has been carefully composed. The appearance of Jyns, who is currently serving in the army on the big stage with Chris Martin, without any previous leaks, and then becoming a global trend in a matter of seconds. Isn't it too perfect to be a coincidence? This skepticism wasn't born out of distrust of Jyns or Coldplay. Precisely because these two are great musicians who are respected in the world, the public finds it natural to question, is this really a reality, or a story composed to arouse emotions and stir public opinion? When the genie was seen shedding tears, and Chris Martin hugged her in a whisper, whose heart was not touched. But now, many are asking, was it the original cry, or a part of a carefully prepared scenario? How many times have we witnessed moments that seemed genuine, but were later discovered to have been orchestrated by management or a label for the sake of producing a dramatic effect? Why didn't any of the media previously know of Jyns' whereabouts in Seoul that night? How can an artist who is undergoing military service be able to perform freely without confirmation from the military institution? And why did HYB remain silent, not giving any clarifications, although this appearance made the world shake? Is this a form of silent marketing? Is the public being invited into a story that is slowly unfolding according to the plot? Let's assume this scenario is not accidental. So the next question arises, what is the motive behind it? Some of the allegations that are now being discussed by netizens and entertainment observers. BTS comeback warm-up. Jyns' appearance could be HYB's way of injecting hope in ARMY that comeback is near. The ARMY's collective emotions can be used to build momentum. Jyns' solo album promotion. Some time ago, it was reported that Jyns was preparing his second solo album. This sudden appearance can be an emotional teaser, step to build enthusiasm, Coldplay rebranding maneuver. This is a promotional strategy on the part of Coldplay to reach the Gen Z fan base through ongoing collaborations with K-pop stars. 17 seconds that will be remembered forever. Maybe it's true. Those 17 seconds are just small chunks of our lives. But for millions of fans, it was an eternal moment. A moment in which their idols stand back, greet without words, and convey messages that can only be understood with the heart. And perhaps, of all the existing theories, speculations, and questions, only one thing is indisputable. Jyns is back, in his own way, with a silence that shook the world. That night, it wasn't just a bright stage, but also hope.